All right.
Yep. All right. Episode 4.
4.
Cosmic 2 that are assigned to you?
No.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I don't think that there's any...
Because if we're tapped into all of it, right? So we're connected to everything, right?
Yeah.
And there's good, there's bad, there's duality, there's light, there's dark, so
Mm-hmm.
within, so without. So it's like if you have guides and angels and ancestors protecting you and you're asking for their help all the time, well, what if what feeds your demons that you have is living in fear, depression, anxiety, all those lower level emotions? That's what those entities and those demons feed off of. And I think people end up becoming not themselves anymore because they're feeding a demon or they're feeding a bad entity that only survives off the negative energy, the darkness or the anger. You're pissed off at somebody, you're cutting people off in traffic, you're yelling and screaming, you got all this anger and all this stuff, like you're feeding maybe the other side, and that's how they exist and live.
Okay. I like this. Okay.
Where's that going in your head?
So yes, but I think it's your own shadow.
That could be too.
So I think that
but also,
makes a lot
they
of sense.
say bad energies and bad entities live off of fear and the lower. So it's like if you're experiencing those emotions all the time, you're feeding a bad energy, which could in turn be your own demon.
That's true. Because I mean, stress, freaked out, like trauma, all that manifests as disease in the body.
Correct. Dis-ease.
Yeah. So like maybe it's kind of like that. If you keep feeding it, it does become...
And then it becomes its own entity. And then your own shadow, and you're not yourself anymore.
Maybe that's like a sleep paralysis thing.
Could be.
That's interesting.
Just wanted to bring that question to the community.
Yeah.
And to you, because that's like... If we're attached to all of it, we have good, bad, all this stuff, light, dark, all the time. So it's like there's got to be something opposite to our angels, our ancestors, our spirit guides. There's got to be a flip side to that. And is it just the emotions that you're being? And then but that's when people become not themselves anymore. They can't think for themselves. They can't think straight. They become part of the, people call the matrix or the program. It's like you get these set of rules, and you grow up and you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, you're 9 to 5, and you hate your job, you hate your life, you hate your relationship, and you're not making any money. Like everything sucks, and it's like, or you're not being yourself.
Right.
And you can't be yourself because you're feeding something else that's taken over your body, in a sense.
Yes, actually.
Damn, my ears just popped and everything's ringing right now, so it's like something's making sense. I got a big ring in my left ear right now.
Oh, my left ear is ringing too. That's funny. Huh. They're like, stop.
But also it's like...
You're onto it.
But so like one word that comes to mind when I think about stuff like this that I never spoke about or never talked, I never used in my vocabulary up until about 5 years ago when I started this journey, was awareness. So it's like now that I have an awareness over... If I think something, I feel it, and then if I feel it and it's not good, and I sit in that, it's causing the dis-ease in my body, and I'm feeding that energy. So now that I have an awareness around it, I can choose to be more in tune with my spirit guides, my angels, my ancestors, and the light, instead of being in the dark. But I think the shadow work and being in the dark gives you that awareness or that coherence or that alignment to like, okay, maybe I'm not being myself over here. Maybe I'm working a job I hate. Maybe a relationship sucks. The money sucks. Whatever it is that's going on that's bad, it's like you got to figure out how to navigate yourself out of that.
Right.
And maybe pay attention to what you're feeding and has something maybe taken over.
Yeah.
Your energy bubble that you didn't necessarily welcome in, but you're welcomed in by living in fear, stress, survival, fight or flight.
Well, you weren't aware it was coming in.
Correct.
Right? Like you weren't...
You welcomed it because of how your emotions are or your feelings are.
Right.
The same way like people choose to get in touch with their spirit guides, choose to get in touch with their angels, choose to get in touch with the cosmos or astrology, numerology, and what you focus on expands. So if you focus on, I've got these angels, I got these people protecting me and guiding me, I live in that world all the time. So my world's much different than a lot of people that I experience in the real world.
Right.
That maybe have that demon or that fear-based energy, wrecking them.
Yeah. Well, so gotta read this book because it talks about how the soul, over time, if we become complacent, if we become so out of touch, if we are constantly in chaos, the soul can't get through.
Yeah.
The kind of explanation of the soul realm and how the higher self or the soul connects with us is through these wavelengths of thought, energy. And if you're having a bunch of crazy things going on in there,
chaotic.
they struggle to get through.
It's like a maze.
Yeah, and you can't perceive it.
Yeah.
Because you're perceiving all these other things. But when you...
That's what we talked about last week. Everything's a wave. So,
Uh-huh.
like, once you observe, then that wave collapses and becomes real. Just like every thought you have sends a wave out. It's an electric signal to the universe, like, hey, I'm having this thought. And then what you feel behind that thought is what's magnetizing it back to you.
Yep.
It's what's sending it back. So, if you're not aware of this stuff, you could be thinking and feeling stuff that's not in alignment with who you really want to be,
Right.
or how you really want to feel, or how you really want to move,
Yeah.
and how you really manifest stuff.
Well,
Which I think
right.
we'll get into.
You're manifesting the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, you're always manifesting something.
Mm-hmm.
Every thought is a manifestation. Every thought you have, every feeling you have behind that thought, you're manifesting everything.
Right. Right. I mean, our subconscious, like you've said in previous podcasts, is our subconscious is where we're programming all of these like vibrations and what's going to come in, and
it doesn't know if real or fake.
Yeah.
It just knows what you're telling it.
Right. So if you're saying broke, I don't want to be broke.
Right.
I don't want to be broke. It doesn't hear I don't want.
That's why a lot of times when people have a goal and it's like they're focused on like how to get to the goal or the separation from the goal, you're always going to be having these roadblocks getting to that goal because your mind's not in the right alignment.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, you have to picture the thing and then
feel the
thing
before you have the thing.
Right. But then you already have the thing.
Which is how I've gotten everything I've ever, like when I go back and really examine how I've been able to achieve what I've achieved financially, relationships, jobs, like houses, boats, like anything that I've ever brought in, like I understand now how I did it.
Yeah.
It's because like that was a one track focus. What I focused on expand. First I had the goal to get, I had to think about what I wanted. I think a lot of people don't even really sit down and take time to think like, what is it that I truly want in life?
Yeah.
What do I really want my income to be? How do I want my relationships to be? Like, how do I want to... I think people just wake up and just do their day.
Yeah.
And just do it.
Because we're just told.
Yeah.
Well, as a kid, you get up every morning, you go to
Yeah.
this place, and you do these things that these people tell you to do.
It's not as fun doing it that way when you wake up and do it your own way and, like, create everything how you want it to show up.
Right.
Which is, like, then it becomes like, oh, I'm an artist. I'm my own, like, executor. Everything, I can do everything that I'm in alignment with, and what I focus on will expand and be attracted back to me. It's crazy.
It's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I love it. I love everything that's, like, I don't know, this past week. I mean, I feel like I was sending you constant pictures of, like, oh my God, another check. And it was just, I really think it was from that one day when I got that right before I came here.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that, and I was like, oh my God, you're right. That little bit of doubt. So I just didn't have it.
Yeah. When you surrender everything, like, that's really hard to do. I found personally, like, it's really, because there were so many years I was built to hustle, grind, work my ass off, do this. It's very hard to just sit back and attract.
Yeah.
And receive and be open to that. Or, because you have, bills coming, you got this coming. It's like, well, shit, I got to do something. But it's like, man, when you can, the more you can, I don't know, they talk about too, just like if you have to force something or convince somebody or try to like manipulate something, it's not right.
Right.
It's not in flow. And like the more I've just like been in flow and just like allowed things to happen as they are supposed to.
Right.
But my intention and my focus is in the right place, but I'm just not stressing on the why or the how or the when, because it shows up in so many unique ways that you can never think it's going to show up.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And if you're like thinking about all these ways like you want it to happen, like you're eliminating so many endless possibilities of how it could happen.
Right.
And you're blocking it.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing when you were standing right there and we're setting up and you were talking about 200 million.
Yeah.
I noticed my first thought was like, well, where the hell is that going to come from? 200 million. And then I was like, no. no. We're We're not thinking that way.
No, it's literally like you could go buy a Powerball ticket to tomorrow. It's 400 some million. Like
Right.
the cash on that would be 200, and then you can live off the interest for the rest of your life. And like that's how quick something could change.
Well,
But
that's
like
what.
you would have to play to even have the opportunity. Like it's
Yeah.
not just gonna. That's not gonna just show up in your bank. But like there's so many ways that it could, and you just never know. And if you're not open to like who you come in contact with or what you're really after, and like really starting to put the things in place, like when I started like thinking, man, I'd love to do a podcast. I didn't know how I was going to do that or who was going to show up or if I was going to be by myself. Like I had no idea. I started putting it out there, and I go take a breathwork class, and I mentioned something. You're like, actually, I've been wanting to start one too, and then we start, and then it's like you come in alignment. The universe starts putting you in the right places. You have to be aware and pay attention and listen. Talk to people. Don't be afraid to talk to strangers.
Yeah.
You know.
The breathwork thing blows my mind every time because I was gonna be in the first two. I wasn't supposed to be in the one that you were in.
Right.
So I was supposed to be in the first one, didn't work out. Second one, I dropped out the day before. This is really important because then the next one I'm in and you sign up the day before.
The day before.
And then, talk about
So I wasn't going to do it, and all of a sudden I was like, I need to experience something new. Because like the biggest disease I think in the world is comfort. And I was getting comfortable. I was getting like really comfortable. I've been doing mortgages for 22 years. I'm very good at it, but it's like I can just do it in my sleep.
Right.
And I wasn't challenging myself to like go try new stuff. And then I'm all about, ever since I went to Rome and had that experience in the Colosseum, where like I've been on a health and just I want to be light. I want to feel good. I want to be in shape. I want to see every muscle. I want to see every. And then I just turned 45 last week, so it's like now I want to like really stay younger. I'm like approaching 50 in 5 years. I'm like, that's wild to think about. But then I read something the other day. I was like, man, if you were born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, you've lived in a couple different decades, a couple different centuries now. So we went from the 1900s to the 2000s.
Yeah.
Like I've lived like a couple different decades, a couple different centuries. And it's like this is wild. But then you like really think back, like we've had past lives. I probably could have done this 1,000 times or 10,000 times. I just have no idea. But that's what fascinates me, and that's kind of the reason we're doing all this is to like just gain knowledge and gain truth and gain perspective and try to piece together how this all actually works.
Yeah. It's very like I don't know. I think we all know that there's something going on behind the scenes,
Right.
And I've always felt connected to it. You've mentioned you've always felt connected to it as a child, and I definitely had that same kind of experience of like I know exactly what I want in my life, and I'm gonna make it happen. Didn't come from a lot of money as well, but like always felt there's something under, out.
It's weird.
Out,
It's like,
I
don't know. I've always just seen other humans, and like I pay attention if we all put our pants on the same way, man. We're all like we all have the ability to do everything that another human has done. So like I remembered a lot. I think at 5, like I said, I remember telling my mom I was going to live on the river that I'm living on now at 5. And I also told my mom I was going to marry a brown exotic woman with an accent at 5. It's like a core memory I had at 5 years old in kindergarten. She still remembers the story. I remember where I was when I told her that. I was like at the bus stop in kindergarten. I was like, I'm going to marry a brown exotic woman with an accent. She's like, you're 5, dude. What are you talking about? I was like, I don't know. I just had this thing come in. And I did like my first marriage. And then you start realizing, how we potentially have these soul contracts and we got to fulfill these certain things. And like, it's like I remember certain things at 5. And then from 5 to 40, I completely was untouched, was out of touch on everything. I was just living the life, doing the hustle, the grind.
Right.
And then something happened, like when I turned 40, I had COVID multiple times. I was sick a lot, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I started asking the universe, I was like, how do I not be sick anymore? And then Dr. Joe Dispenza came in, like all over my phone. I'm like, okay, I should be listening to this guy.
Yeah.
I asked the universe, and then find a meditation group with his people in Jacksonville. Like, it's so wild. You just ask and you receive.
Yeah.
You have to be open, and you have to be aware, and you have to be coherent, and just in alignment with what you really want, and just none of the other crap. Like I don't. That's another big thing. It's so refreshing and so light. Is when you can just stop worrying about what people think about you, what they say about you, what they might be thinking about you. Like so many people, I'm around people all the time. They're like, man, I wonder what that person's thinking about me. I'm like, what does that even matter? Like, who cares? And it's just a freeing feeling when you can just disassociate with all the stuff that you have no control over.
Yeah.
and only figure out like what can I control. I
Right.
can control like if I react or respond to all the events that pop up.
Right.
Reacting is pretty negative. Responding is like, okay, well that was different. Like, and just examine what
Yeah.
it was, find the good in it. There's, it could be bad, but there's always good in everything. You just like figure it out, and then you just keep moving.
So how do you? I've been thinking about this because I can do that most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely catch myself, but I can consciously change it most of the time. But one like avenue
Mm-hmm.
for me, I struggle with getting to the. Let me just explain which part, and then
Yeah.
you'll get it. So relationship stuff, like people who have breakups or someone hurt them or abandoned them or
Cheated on them.
yeah, like
Whatever.
how that's the struggle for
So
me.
what helped me with that, when I've had friends that experienced it, I've been accused of it like in the past. Like, you got to think, if you got cheated on and you're that person, you feel like crap, right? You initially would like, well, that sucks. Why would he do that?
Right.
But it's like they're not doing it specifically to you, in my opinion. Like, I don't think any human. There probably are some that are real jerks or whatever, but
Yeah.
I think the majority of real humans like aren't plotting like, what can I do to hurt Sam?
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it more for their own personal gain and their own personal, like, whatever need they need to fill within their own self,
Right.
not like a personal attack,
Right.
if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
when I kind of like just step out, I'm like, well, why would somebody? Well, it's usually something for their own fulfillment, their own navigating their own mind or their own life, and they're trying to get past something they need to get past. So it's not like a direct stab or jab or shot.
Yeah.
In a way, that I feel that's how I feel about it anyway. Because like I don't think most people just really sit down and be like, man, I'm gonna go cheat on my wife and do this or that and like really screw her up and mess her day up. Like, I just don't think that happens.
No, like you said, maybe rarely.
I think it's all more about the individual and what they're gaining from it,
right,
and how they're navigating their own life or their own mind and trying to, maybe they're doing what they feel is right or what they feel they need to, to get past whatever emotional baggage or drama they're going through.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I see it.
Good perspective.
But because I'm always looking, I try to always put myself in people's shoes too, and like how would they receive this, or how are they, when you're curious as to how somebody else is feeling, or trying to feel what they would feel, like it definitely lowers this like barrier.
Yeah.
You're able to connect more on a deep level with people.
Right. I think the frustration too comes in when I feel like so many people aren't doing that.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's like that frustration of I'm doing all these things, like thinking of it your way, like reframing it and all these like things that I can do on my side, and there's the frustration of like, why aren't
Right. Well, I think a lot of people have that, like, you expect your partner to be thinking and knowing exactly what you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And you're expecting them to like just have this osmosis or this ESP or the telepathy and like all this stuff. So like that's one of the reasons like I think my first marriage didn't work out as well, as I wasn't like a good communicator.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of us. Like, we had kids early, and then I think that was the reason we probably got together, to bring 3 kids into the world and do all that stuff. And then like it just completely shifted. But what I learned from that's like helped me in my marriage currently is like I show up and I ask my wife consistently, like, how am I showing up for you as a husband?
Yeah.
What are some of the things I do that you enjoy? What are some of the things I do that you don't like? What would you like me to do more of? And just by asking simple questions like that, I can understand, and I don't have to think and wonder what she's thinking, how she's feeling. I can just ask her.
Right.
But most people don't even communicate on that level with their own partner that they're like in love with and like building a community with, or like building a house and a home. So it's like just by showing up and asking. I learned that from like relationship coach. Like we had a mentor like in the mortgage business, but he was also like in relationships, and he kind of taught us like, man, how are you showing up? I was like, that's a great question. How am I showing up?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should ask, how am I showing up? And then the second part of that is like, you can't get upset or butthurt about any of the answers,
right?
Because that's how you're showing up in their opinion, in their view. So it's like you have to take everything with like, okay, I appreciate that. I'm gonna go fix that, and not like, what do you mean? And they
Yeah.
want to get into an argument about it. Like, that's not how to approach it.
Well, no.
So you got to ask the questions to genuinely understand how they feel and know and want, and then you can adjust. And then it's like, okay, that's how this relationship, like, we've been together, married 7 years, and together like 12, 13, and like we've never had an argument, like where we yelled and screamed or like this.
Yeah.
And she came from that type of relationship. I was never a yeller or screaming. My dad's not that way. So like I saw that growing up. My dad was just always, "You're right."
Yeah.
To my mom, "You're right." I'm like, "What do you mean you're right?" I was like, it settles it. I'm like, "But you're," and he's like, "It's just easier that way." I'm like, "Okay." So he wasn't like a yeller or screamer. He just kind of like, he just kind of brushed it. But what I learned from that was he took responsibility for everything. Because if you don't take responsibility for everything, you can't fix it.
Right.
So a lot of people want to blame somebody or throw shade or place blame or throw hate or throw whatever instead of just like, hey, that's on me.
Yeah.
Let me figure out how to approach it different. Let me figure out how to navigate it different. Let me figure out how to manage it different.
Yeah.
And you just can't get upset about what somebody says when you're asking for a real opinion on how you're showing up for them.
Right.
That was a big thing that's really, really helped. Just asking better questions, being a better communicator. Like, you're a team, man. Like, you're in a relationship, you're in a team with that person. You want to be showing up and like be the MVP of the team. It's like, man, I want to be the most valuable person that I can be to the other person. It's like, how do I help me do that? How do I show up for you better? Just by asking simple questions, you'd be surprised that like what you think they're thinking or how you think they're feeling, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Than what you get back as a response. You're like, oh shit, like I never would have thought you thought that or wanted me to do that different or like, cool, now that I know, like I can easily adjust, no big deal.
See, and there are people, it's so hard to come up against those who won't take responsibility, right? Or they are constantly, what you mentioned earlier was the defensiveness.
Yeah.
And that's like the number one blockage of communication and healing.
Yeah, people throw up a wall.
Yeah, of like, no, it's your fault. Yeah. It's not me, it's you. And normally it's both, you know, and it's...
Like, cool, I'll take responsibility. What are you going to do?
That's how I... Okay, yes. So, yeah. And I think that's the attitude that needs to be brought in on my side because I feel like, okay, I've taken the responsibility. I've done the thing. Like, I've taken my...
Or it's just possible you're vibrating at a different level now.
Yeah.
Not good or bad, just you're different levels of vibration and you're not in coherence anymore and there's a disalignment.
Yeah.
And it's going to...
Like two magnets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, you're going to be pushing each other away a little bit because of how things are. Yeah, that's why it's just always good to ask good questions, be very open, be very curious, not judgy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing. That's also like a lighter feeling too. It's like when you are curious as to why somebody is the way they are and how their brain thinks the way that it is and how they came to that conclusion or whatever it is, you'd be surprised and it's fascinating to learn. That's one thing I try to do, like we were talking about earlier, I try to do that every day is I want to hear somebody say something in a way that I've never heard before. Mm-hmm. So my brain questions something. Because if we have 60,000 thoughts a day and 90-something plus % of them are the same thoughts from yesterday, that's pretty boring.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion. Like
I don't think mine are the same.
But like for a lot of times, it's like you generally, if you have the same job, you've been at it for a long time, you got the same morning routine.
Oh yeah,
you got
the same routine.
You got the same morning routine. You wake up, you do all this shit without even thinking about it.
It's like a program.
You're like, programmed. You literally install the program. You install your morning routine. You install your habits. You install your eating habits. Your drinking habits. Everything is a program that's installed.
Yep.
Our brain is a supercomputer. Like the most advanced. We are the most advanced technologies in the universe.
Yeah.
Humans.
Yeah. Well, they say the brain is the computer.
Yeah.
And then we have the soul and the heart.
The heart's the portal.
Right.
And so there's so many things that we're trying to figure out.
There are.
Spinning rock, hurling through space. None of it makes sense.
That's that one comedian.
Yeah.
I love him.
Like, none of it makes sense, though. It's like, but why? And like, when you really think about it, why get so butthurt or angry or hold on to all these negative emotions? Like, nobody really knows what... We're all trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
We're all trying to, like, just get better. We're all, I think, trying to achieve a financial freedom where we can do what we want, when we want, how we want, with whoever we want, as many times as we want. I think that's what we're ultimately all after. It's not the money. The money's the byproduct to get you the freedom.
The tool.
Yes, the tool. It's the vessel to get you the freedom that you don't have to go work a job you hate. You don't have to stay in a relationship that sucks.
Yep.
That's not good for you
Eat
anymore.
food that makes you sick.
Yeah, eat food that makes you sick. I mean, there's so many things that you can do to improve your life that don't cost a lot of money, but it's just shifting the focus. I think you were talking about manifesting earlier. I think manifestation is like all in a couple different things. It's your thoughts, your feelings, and it's your habits, but it's the awareness around each one. Having an awareness that, like, okay, this habit I have sucks.
Yeah.
It's not getting me to the next level. It's not getting me where I want to be. I need to eliminate this habit.
Yeah.
Or I need to eliminate this routine. It's doing nothing for me.
Right.
And constantly just like reevaluating and like checking in with yourself, checking in with your thoughts, checking in. Like I said, for a long time, man, like for 3 or 4 years straight, I journaled like every thought. So I could think about, that was one of my mentors taught me. He's like, you need to think about what you're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I started listening to motivational stuff. I met a guy named Dave Elliott, was my first ever like mentor at a company called Security and Surveillance. I was there 5 years, and it was if this was 1998, 99 when I graduated high school. So like if you put that place on, it was like the movie Boiler Room. If you ever seen Boiler Room, it's like a sales movie, but it was that times 100. It was like the worst environment.
Oh.
Like people snorting lines of cocaine at
Oh
the
my
desks, people having sex in the bathrooms.
Oh.
But they would cuss you out, scream at you. We had like $1,000 a week base salary as a supervisor. So I was like the youngest person to ever become a supervisor at this company. I answered an ad. It said $1,000, $52,000 a week salary. I answered the ad. They were like, "Oh, you got to start as a telemarketer at like $6 an hour." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. How long do I have to be a telemarketer?" Like, as soon as you get good and you can run a team, then you get the $1,000. Like, what's the quickest anybody's ever done it? They're like 6 months. I did it in like 4 weeks. I was like, good. I'm like, now I want to get to 1,000 because all my friends are going to college.
Mm-hmm.
Staying in college, racking up student loan debt. I hated school. I felt like being trapped in a box. I couldn't do it.
Yep.
So I didn't want to be in school. My main primary goal was to be a pro athlete and go play soccer overseas. I got an opportunity. My mom didn't want me to go, so I ended that. And it was like there was no plan B. So I was like, shit, let me go start making money because like that's how you get ahead and you're able to buy things. Yep. And I was like, well, let me go. I started this company and they're cussing at me, screaming at me, telling me I'm a piece of shit if I don't, so we were setting appointments for these sales reps that are out in the field. I had a guy like in Texas and Pennsylvania. Like if I didn't set the appointments or my team didn't set the appointments, they had nowhere to go.
Right.
And they were like, you're gonna get fired, and like they would fire people nonstop. So many people came in and I'd like quit by lunch. Couldn't hang. If you put cameras in that place, it'll be like the probably better ratings like Real World or Road, like all those initial like Big Brother shows. It was wild, but there was one guy that like saw something in me, and the owner of the company was a self-made multi-millionaire named Ron Borshell, and he saw something in me too. And they pulled me aside and were like, "Are you feeding your mind?" I'm like, "I feed my stomach. Like I eat." Like, what do you mean feed my mind? They were like, "Do you listen to motivational stuff?" I was like, "Explain." They're like, "Well, the news, it's negative. Do you watch the news?" I was like, "My parents watch it all the time. I grew up. Like, I don't watch it now that I've moved out." I was like, I hate the news. I hate negativity. This place is very negative. It was a very negative place, but you can make good money. So they were like, well, you got to feed your mind for at least an hour a day. And that was in 1998, and I've been doing that ever since. So, like, I have a foundation of, like, making sure I program my mind with something positive every day. I either read 10 pages of a positive book, listen to a positive podcast, listen to something. I still got cassette tapes that are all motivational. And the one tape that changed my life literally was, and this is when they challenged me. He's like, if you listen to this tape every day for like 90 straight days, you'll double your income. And I started listening to this tape. It was a 21-minute tape by Jim Rohn on nothing but self-discipline. It was the most boring tape I've ever heard. Very dry, but it was all about. And I had by the end of the 90 days, I had that 21-minute tape memorized. I lived in Oregon. I was driving to Bay Meadows, so it was like a 30-minute drive. So like the whole way there, I would listen to the tape. And he's like, instead of the radio, it's going to do nothing for you financially. Give me 21 minutes and listen to this tape. He's like, I'm a multimillionaire. It worked for me. It's going to work for you. I was like, and he said, what if I'm right? I was like, shit.
Ooh, that one's a good one.
I was like, well, then I would double my income and I'll be in a better spot. He's like, exactly. So I did that. And then within 3 weeks of listening to that tape, I became a supervisor. Went from $610 an hour to $1,000 week base salary plus commission. But they made me listen to tapes every day. Forced it. And they would like ask me about the tape. They would give me a tape. Go home, listen to this. Here's your next one. Here's your next one. Here's your next one. Tell me what it was about. Tell me what it's about. And it got me in this program of like, okay, shit, I need to program my mind every single day to listen to something positive. So that was from 1998. That's something I still do every day. And then from 5 years, when I turned 40, I started on this health and wait, there's more to like what I can see, what I can feel, what I can touch. And then I started that journey. It's been 5 years that I've kind of like trying to figure out the universe or spirituality or, health, wellness. And that's like really one of the things that I coach with Dan Martell from time to time. And he talks about, he's like, man, if you've ever experienced something in your life or you've ever overcame something, it's almost like our duty to share it with the world that could help somebody else.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you be selfish and hold on to that information? Like, why would you not, for free, just like give out everything that you've done that's like overcame or something that's helped you better your life or better your mindset or something? Why wouldn't you share that?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I need to start a podcast. Like, that's because I've just been sitting on this and I've been foundation, like kind of doing the shadow work or the dark work by myself. And it feels very lonely at times. You can't really talk to people about it. Like most of my friends, I never talk to the stuff about. They're like,
yeah.
If they heard me, they'd probably look at me sideways, and I'm like, that's cool, man. But I haven't been sick in 5 years. You get a cold like every other month.
Right.
You got allergies all the time. You got aches. You got pains. I don't experience any of that anymore because like I've shifted my mindset and I've programmed it to like we don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Well, I actually said that when I was getting sick. So I felt everybody was getting sick at Saluna and stuff. Remember, I had said so, and I was like, I'm starting to get a little bit weird, but we don't do that.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on my couch the next day, and it was like kind of worse.
Yeah.
So I chose to kind of rest that day, but I was like, no, we don't do that. My body doesn't get sick. I'm healthy. Yeah. And my sister was there, and she's like dying on the couch, like very snotty, the whole deal. Yeah. And I was like, I don't get sick. I'm not getting sick. And I didn't.
It's like you can just program your own mind. It's like, because most of the time the mind controls you. Mm-hmm. Like it just runs all these programs that are like, you don't even, like, think about your morning routine. If you have a normal like 9-to-5 job or you're like in college, like whatever it is, you're in high school still, like whoever's listening, like you have a morning routine. You don't even think about tying your shoes, putting your pants on, brushing your teeth, shower. Like you just do it all without thinking. Like
keys, car,
everything. It's like all the same way. I grab my book pad the same way. Like open my laptop, plug my thing. Like everything I do is the same exact way every single day, and I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
So it's like the more you can get into the subconscious, like now I'm highly aware of everything that I'm doing, and I try to stay in the present moment at all times. That's also the key to like your happiness.
Right.
If you really want to stop experiencing stress, anxiety, depression, like just look down at your feet and be like, man, I'm here right now. I'm sitting here right now.
Right.
And in right now, in this particular moment, everything's good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Like everything's like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Like there's no future, there's no past, there's no like, it's all just about like right here, right now. And if you can kind of get your mind to live in that moment all the time, every day, it gets a lot easier. A lot like less heavy. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that technique then. So that's one of the best ways. Look down at your feet or feel where you're connected. So that's how I open most of my yoga classes.
Yeah.
Let go of what's come before.
Yeah.
Let what's coming next wait for you. You're here. Notice that. And so we notice the effect of gravity, like the weight of being held here. You notice like the temperature.
Yeah.
The movement of your breath. Smells. Just noticing. It's the 5 senses kind of technique. Yeah. Every therapist uses it. But that's the best way to become present. Like you said, we're here in this moment. And it's like, okay, even though a tornado could be over there.
Right.
Like very drastic example, but a tornado could be right there coming at you, but right now.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'm good.
You're not in the tornado. Yeah. You will be maybe at one point.
Ask for protection.
Right.
See what happens.
Watch it go that way.
Or just listen, It's like, and then you'll end up navigating yourself to a safe space.
Uh-huh.
It's wild, man. It's like you just have to really get in tune and just like it's possible. It's so possible. I never thought I would be in this position like where I'm at now talking about this stuff and just like the journey. You'd have told me 10 years ago, I'm like, do what? Like you're doing who? Like what? Cosmos? Like astrology? I'm literally like on Grok earlier today, like, okay, I was born this day in this city at this time. Like what star is trying to communicate with me the most? Literally, I'm doing this earlier today. Then I'm at lunch with my wife, and I'm doing the same. I'm like, all right, what stars communicating to her? She's got, like, Pegasus communicating to her. Because, like, every morning I look up, if it's clear, I can see so many satellites going by. I think they're satellites. Like I said, 5 of them in the sky this morning. They look just like stars, but they move in one like same pattern just across. They don't like back and forth or zigzag. They're just like one straight. There was two going this way, like one going that way, one over here. There's 5 of them this morning up there. I'm like, but then if you really stare at the stars long enough, they'll start blinking at you, and you'll start to get like an aura around them, where it's like they're trying to communicate. And then I see, I start reading people's books or listening to podcasts, and it's like, oh, they have consciousness. Our sun has consciousness. The moon has consciousness. Like these things are trying to speak and relay information and downloads to you on like how to get in touch more with your higher self or how to navigate your life in a better way, possibly. But who's staring in their at the stars for 10 minutes every morning before they go to the gym? Like that, I'm
Mine's
doing
at night, but I am.
I'm not outside at night a lot. That's weird, but like I feel really good when I'm outside at night. But I'm really not an outside at night person a lot. I'm usually in the house, like go to bed pretty early. I'm usually in bed by 10, but like I'm up early in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm outside a lot during the day, so it's like I see him in the morning. It's fascinating. So I was like, well, shit, if that star's blinking at me or like trying to talk to me, which one would be in most trying to communicate with me or trying to get me downloads? So you go into ChatGPT or Grok or whatever, put your birth date, astrology, it'll look up all these charts, and it's like, oh, Delphinus is your main constellation, the dolphin. It's in the shape of a diamond. Here's where it's at. This is a good time to see it, actually in August in late summer in your hemisphere. I'm like, okay. Download the Star app and you can like see it. I was like, so I downloaded the Star app. I'll be out there tonight. I'll be out there tonight looking and like, all right, what do you want to say? And I'll try to just like get in touch. And I swear I've called orbs in too. Like I see that Chris Bledsoe guy call these orbs in all the time, and I'm like, okay, well it's just an orb, but it's like a conscious energy. So you just have to go out there and be conscious that that stuff could exist and be there. And it seems like in those other dimensions or realms, like they can just show up like this.
It's like once you tune in,
like UFOs don't have to travel the whole galaxy or the whole universe to get to us. It's like, dude, they can like. It's like an instantaneous, like
to us,
consciousness. It's like once you're observing or aware that they could be there, your consciousness allows it to be there. Like it can show up.
Right.
Like, I've seen so many like orange, like orbs out in the back over the river, like out in the distance. Katya has seen them. They're orange. Yeah, and I'm like, you see that? You see that? And it's like they're moving around and they're dancing and just doing different things. And I'm like,
orange is creative energy.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't seen any other colors but orange.
Huh.
It's the only ones I've seen.
It's solar plexus, creative energy. Or sacral.
Yeah.
Creative energy, sensuality,
That's a lot of times when I go out to get the cats at night, in the screen enclosure, I'll go to get them because they like to go out at night and just be out there. So I'll go out there and a lot of times I find myself just staring up at the moon, or I'll go out in the backyard and I'm just looking around and you just see stuff, man. You just see all kinds of wild stuff, and I'm like, all right, talk to me. Like I still haven't got an actual download or a real connection with a star or anything yet, but I'll let you know when I do.
I do it all the time. I do.
You get them?
I do.
So what does it sound like, or how does it come in, or like what is it like?
I think everybody's probably going to be different in how they receive.
Yeah.
For me, it's really big with the moon and with Venus, and I have a pretty good connection with Mars. I like planets. Nice. I really like Venus and Mars. I feel like they're because they're the divine masculine and feminine.
Right.
And then the moon, of course, rules the emotions and the feminine. So these are all the ones I feel that talk to me a lot. I will say it comes in kind of like, almost like it described in our little AI moment of like the wave, or often music will bring me to a different place or a thought or like just a knowing. Yeah. It really feels like a drop into my crown chakra.
Like intuitive, like just, oh, I know this now.
Yeah.
Or I've experienced this and it was a real experience. Yes. And I just feel good about it. Yeah.
I can feel it though, and even Jacob will make funny little comments that that's so ravening, like having a that's so raven moment, and I'm like, fun. Oh, that's good.
I mean, I've experienced I don't know, I guess visuals, a lot of visuals, like even doing breath work when we went through breath work, and like when the music hits and it's usually a drum.
Yep.
And then, literally my consciousness will go somewhere else. And at one time, it was the full desert with a big fire in front of us and we're dancing around as Indians. I was like, oh, this is 40 days, 40 nights. And it's like, you just get this feeling or this knowing. And then other times it's like things or beings or something will show up and it's like you get this overwhelming sense of love.
Yeah.
That you just don't feel like on a normal, physical plane.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know, I've been meditating into music, and it's like when I become the music, and then all these colors will disappear and all these different shapes, and I'm like, damn, am I the music right now? And I become
Yeah.
no one, no place, no time, nowhere, and it's like I'm just traveling through the galaxy, but this overwhelming feeling of love comes in. It's like, damn, this is what the other side feels like, and it's like you can't feel the negative bad emotions on the other side.
Right. No, you
So it's like,
can't.
and then they say our energy never dies; it just transmutes. So when that energy transmutes to the other side, you feel nothing but bliss, joy, love, passion, abundant.
Well, we just don't have the humanity
Yeah, so
at
it's like,
all.
damn, it's like the other side's really cool. And you don't have to go anywhere. Like it's not way up there. It's like in you. Like, and you can get there at any time, any point of the day. And if you're ever feeling like stressed or anxiety or anything's going crazy in life, just take a couple breaths.
Yep.
Like just literally look down at your feet, center yourself, take a couple breaths, like recognize your breath, like pay attention to your breath.
Yep.
Just watch how calm your body gets real quick.
Yeah.
And
It
then
only
if you
takes 3.
yeah, and then if you do like new different techniques, like find somebody on YouTube, like look at Ayurveda breath work or Wim Hof or
Breathe
you
with Sandy.
yeah, breathe
He's
with
great.
Sandy. He's like my guy on
He's
YouTube.
great. I love him.
That's how I started, like in breath work. I found that guy on YouTube one day. I was like, shit, Wim Hof said I should be breathing. Gary Brecka talks about breathing. It's healing. And then when you add sound to it, though, it's like when you get the sound or put some headphones in, and you just get like the drums or the Tibetan music or the old monk music, and you just get some of that ancient, like, I don't know, music going in your ears with like the surround sound headphones, and then it's like you start breathing in accordance. And I think there's a Soma breath. I think it's another technique, Soma, Soma breathing. So I've got a couple meditations downloaded on Mind Valley that are Soma breathing. So it's all in tune with the music, and you're kind of breathing with the rhythm. And then when you start getting your body in this rhythm and you're breathing with it, and it's like the music's hitting and you're breathing.
Yeah. Ooh, we got to do one of those.
Man, when you like
that's cool.
When you like get into that rest period and you try not to take a breath and you just see how long you can go without breathing, that's when like the real magic.
Yes, it is.
That's when the real like transcendent like knowledge comes in, or the feelings come over you, or you start to get the visuals, or
that's kind of addictive.
You get high
that
on your own,
part.
That's like the high on your own supply part. It's like, man, but you have to work to get there. Like you just can't get high on your own supply just sitting here or just like taking a couple of like
right.
Okay, no, you really have to put some work in to like really see what you're made of, but it's also like getting you past your mind too. It's like Dan Martell talks about all the time: exhaust the body, tame the mind. That's one of the reasons I go to the gym every day, because like when you can push past your point of you think you're exhausted, but you still got more in the tank. And I learned that from playing soccer growing up. My coaches always pull that out of me, and that's why it's always good to be in community with other people, because they're gonna pull something out of you.
Yeah.
When you go into when I come in here, this is my meditation room, and this is where I meditate and do breath work. But when I come in here by myself, I don't get to the same level as I get to when I'm in a group of 30 people at Hotspot.
Yeah.
Or something like that. When I'm around a community, we're all breathing, and that energy's all going to the same place, and you feel it, like it's very palpable in the room, and it's like, holy shit, like this is very weird, but it's also very cool. You know what I mean? Like the first couple times I went, it was like a Friday night. I'm on a Friday, like most of my friends are out drinking at the bars, doing their thing, and I'm like in a room with a whole bunch of like 30 other strangers breathing.
Loud.
Like loud breathing.
Loud breathing.
Like loud, like people are grunting.
Bunch
like,
of grunting men in
like,
there.
Crying, like there's stuff coming out of people. I'm like, what the
Giggles.
hell? I'm kind of like not trying to peek, but I'm like peeking around a couple times. Like, yeah, all right, everybody's doing it, so like shit, nobody's like judging anything, so let me just go. And like, I'm built that way anyway, so I was like really able to get into it. But you just have really cool experience, and you can really heal. And that's the main, point of all this, is to like try to heal and just try to be better, live better, feel better, become lighter. You don't hold on to stresses, because when you hold on to the bad feelings, it does become dis-ease in the body, which is sickness, it's illness. You can heal yourself. It's definitely possible.
And your lineage.
I'm literally just like a regular human from the west side of Jacksonville, man. Like I didn't grow up with any knowledge and not go to college, but like as I've learned and grow, you know what I mean? Like I didn't grow up like super smart. Like I'm not, I'm just an average person that has accumulated some pretty nice things in my life, because I've learned to work hard, but I've also learned to program my mind the right way and always think the right way. So in a lot of people's lives are like, it's all bad, or it's all like, their world is completely different than my world.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like a lot of people walking around that I experience on a daily basis, they're living in a completely different universe
Yeah.
on a different planet that I'm living on because their feelings and their emotions have them trapped in something bad all the time. It's against me all the time. The world, this person hates me or the world's against me. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any. Where it's like the flip side of that is my brain cannot think in it. I've literally trained it and programmed to never think in a negative. And if I get around people that are negative, I just like distance myself, and I'm just like, cool, man. Like as you, like I'm not hanging around you. And you're not, because like you become like those 5 people you hang around the most. So it's like I'm very picky on who I give time to, and I can't do negative. And when somebody's trying to like talk to me in a negative, I'm like, well, what about this? And I'm always trying to like,
don't I know it?
Have you thought about it this way? Have you thought? And that's like, I think that's the gift I have is my brain. I don't know. I think that's when I receive the most downloads. Like when I'm coaching somebody or in a one-on-one, they've got real issues going on or real stuff going on in their life. I'm like, well, have you thought about it this way?
Yeah.
And I can immediately see a light bulb go off. I'm like, no, I've never thought about it that way. Cool. Like go sit with that for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've definitely got that.
Just go sit with it for a minute. Like see where your brain and how your body feels about it. And it's like you see real time. You can help somebody just by shifting their awareness on how they think.
Right.
And then it shifts an awareness on how they feel.
Yep.
And then it shifts the awareness on how they can take action to do something better.
Yep.
It's like those 3 things, but it all starts with the thought. The thought is the electrical signal, that wave that's getting sent out. Like we are electromagnetic beings.
EMB.
Yeah. Electrical magnetic beings. So it's not just like this flesh and this blood and like, we're born, we go to school, we get jobs, and then we die, and we get old, and we,
Yeah.
It's like, no, man, you can like really navigate and like have life show up the way you want it to show up. And you look at the most successful people in the world, it's like a lot of them weren't handed anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like Elon is the richest human on the planet, but he was not given any help by anybody. Like the government actually has tried to like derail his businesses multiple times, and he still navigates away. It's like, no, this is the work I'm doing, and he's made the decision. Like, no, I'm getting somebody to Mars. I'm like, okay, cool. He's got a plan and a goal, but like he doesn't listen to the negative shit. He just doesn't get around. He's not about it. And like the Warren Buffett's, anybody, the most financially successful people are human, just like we are. They just navigated their thoughts, their perceptions, and their beliefs differently.
Yeah.
That's where manifesting, I think, is what eliminates most people from manifesting what they really want is their beliefs.
Yes.
So there's a
100%.
slight like sliver of doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Or what if it doesn't happen?
Yep.
That happens, like it's inherently how our brain is designed.
Yeah.
Is to do that.
Yep.
You have to learn to like override that and reprogram that so it doesn't do that anymore.
Yep.
Which is very hard.
I deserve this. I deserve this.
Hard. Yeah, like this is my birthright.
Mm-hmm.
It's very weird because you're not taught to think that way.
No, you're told don't be selfish.
Yeah, don't be
self-centered.
But no, what if our birthright was that we come here to feel nothing but love, nothing but experience like joy, bliss, abundance, and like you look at the happiest people, even on social media, the happiest people are the ones that like seem to buy like a Sprinter van or some old beat up VW van, and they're traveling and just going beach to beach or woods to woods, ceremonies, and like.
It's a dream.
They're just like literally living off the land and have no agenda, no job they have to go to. Mm-hmm. They're just they're figuring out how to do life how they want to do life, and that's the most freeing thing that we can all experience. Right. I think we're all meant to experience that, which is the financial freedom that we talked about. Like when you have enough money to do that, how freeing would your life be? So why wouldn't you want to achieve something like financial freedom so that you have the ability to do what you want?
Right.
Like, just think how happy of a person you would be if you could just wake up and do anything you wanted to do every single day. I think that's how we were designed to come here and be. And I think the ancients, before all this technology that we've, invented and experienced, that's how they were living, man. And like, they were living off the land. They were growing their own food, and they weren't having chemicals and all this stuff that didn't exist, but it can exist in a way you want it to exist if you just allow your mind to let you get there.
Right. And it's not about money necessarily, like you said earlier. It's not about making a bunch of money. It's about living freely. You don't need to live in a giant house. You can live in the van. And
you can tell the people that have like the limited or the belief just isn't all the way wide open yet, because they'll say, well, money doesn't buy happiness, and then I'll say, well, neither is broke.
Right. In fact, it does the opposite.
Like-
we know.
Like, I've
poverty-
had money and I haven't had money. It's much better to have money than it is to not have the
Yeah.
money. But it's also like it's the freedom. Like that's what. So a lot of people, get focused on money, money, money. But it's not like that's the byproduct. It's the vessel.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
needed vessel. But like I think when you start trying to get in alignment with your true self and just live in the path of your speech, the universe will start rewarding that because
Yep.
you are your authentic self.
Yep.
When you're
Yep.
not doing a job you hate because you were told to, or you think that's what you have to do to pay a bill, and you can start realigning. Okay, shit, I enjoy playing golf. Like, go make content. Like, I've seen so many people that have nothing, had no presence, no money, nothing,
Yeah.
no avenue. Like Harry Mack is one of my favorite like freestyle rappers. I watched him when he put his first YouTube video out. There was nobody doing improvised
Aw,
rap.
That's so cool.
And now he's doing worldwide tours, and he's independent, no label, nobody telling him what he can and can't do.
Mhm.
All generated from him putting content on YouTube, doing what he enjoys doing.
Right.
And what he says is like being his inner child. He's
Mhm.
keeping his inner child alive by
Yeah.
freestyle rapping, and he can't do it without fans. But like, how do you connect with fans? Like, you just go do what you love, and like, the people will find you.
Yeah.
I've watched Grant Horvat, like the guy, he's a YouTube golfer.
Mm-hmm.
Literally start YouTube golf, like started like that's big. Now there's so many YouTube golfers making so much money playing golf because they love playing golf, and then they just started filming it and creating content. People like
Yeah.
their personalities, and then now what? Now they have a big fan base,
Crazy.
and now there's like these golf tournaments that are creators from YouTube, big time golf tournaments on TV and stuff. So like they've literally taken something that didn't exist 4 or 5 years ago
Yep.
to like have a passion for golf, and let's just film it and put it
Yeah.
on the internet, and then people might watch it, and then people start liking them, and like, so I've seen so many people start with like literally nothing or have no path and create their own path
Yep.
based
Yeah.
on what they wanted to do, and then their fans find them.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the journey I'm on, is like finding what I really enjoy doing, and that's like talking and helping and healing, and I want to learn Reiki. I want to learn like how to really move energy and how to heal people. I really want to learn a lot of stuff. So this is kind of the journey I'm on, and it's been an enlightening journey because I've been healthy
Yeah.
and happy. So like that's without your health, like I don't care who you are, how much money you have, your health sucks. That's all you think about.
Yeah.
You can't think about anything else but getting better.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, shit, I want to prevent ever getting sick. I
Yeah.
didn't know that was possible until 5 years ago. Now I know it's possible. It's like now I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
I can just focus on, okay, what else do I enjoy doing? I
Yeah.
like to play golf. I like to boat. I like to surf. I do all the stuff. So now I'm like, okay, well, I want to help people. Let me get certified as a mindset coach. So I found Jay Shetty, got certified there. He's cool. I want to heal. What's another modality to heal? Breath work. Let me get certified in breath work. So it's like, man, you can do really like just create your own life and live it, and then the universe will start rewarding it.
Well, yeah. I mean, doula, yoga teacher,
Yeah.
homeschooling, mom of 6 kids. No one would have said.
It's a
No
lot.
one would have said, but
Yeah.
I get to do it. And come sit here in your meditation corner and
And I'll end it on that.
record this podcast.
That's one of the biggest things that you can do is you just said, I get to,
Yeah.
not I have to. And that's one of the biggest game changers mentally for your own mind that you can do. Instead of saying, I have
Yeah.
to go do something,
I get
tell
to.
yourself, I get to.
Yep.
Land it on that. Peace. Don't stand for something, fall for anything. Let's go.